That it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White.
I hope the fans are gonna like the work that we've done.
Yeah, I think they will. We have something very special.
The tweet said, trying to campaign on the head of your co-star, who actually lives through a war, just so you'll look cooler with the kids is really pathetic.
I'm always grateful, and I have to pinch myself for the love and the appreciation and the respect that we get from our incredible audience.
My name's Snow White, and I'm here to say
It's Hollywood, baby.
From trashing Walt Disney's Snow White to making a fuss over her paycheck, Rachel Zegler has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. With Snow White's promo tour in shambles and millions down the drain, she's now in a heated feud with Disney executives. But what's really behind her epic fall from grace? Was it her controversial social media takes, the catastrophic test screenings, or maybe some behind-the-scenes drama with Gal Gadot? Stick around, because we're diving deep into all the juicy details. Clearly, things are getting pretty wild over at the Walt Disney Company. The Snow White controversy unfolds. First off, Bob Iger's leadership has been a roller coaster, and divisions like Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios are hitting more roadblocks than ever. As if this wasn't enough, Disney's new live-action remakes have stirred controversy yet again. And at the center of this chaotic drama is their first-ever princess, Snow White. That's where the actual drama unfolds. In fact, the whole situation has turned into a real-life soap opera. And there's one person at the center of this controversy, Rachel Zegler, the leading lady of Snow White live-action remake. Judging from how things are going, it looks like Zegler has been booted from all Disney projects. Yes, including the sequels. So yeah, the situation is pretty wild. Now let's stir the pot a little more with some tension between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Rumor has it these two have been at each other's throats for a while now, and things only got messier when Zegler's social media turned into a PR nightmare. Her posts and interviews have been giving Disney execs migraines, with the drama escalating every week like it's a new season of Real Housewives. Curious to know how it all started? Let's get into it. During the 2024 D23 Expo in Anaheim, the Disney's executives strutted onto the stage to unveil their upcoming animated and live-action projects. One of the major reveals? You guessed it, Snow White, the live-action remake of Disney's very first animated classic, is set to hit screens in March 2025, and we even got a teaser trailer to build the hype. But let's be real, it hasn't been a smooth ride for this production. The Snow White remake has found itself in several controversies. It all started when Rachel Zegler was cast as the fairest of them all, and certain corners of the internet weren't too thrilled about it. You see, Zegler is of Colombian descent, and some netizens decided that Snow White's skin as white as snow line was gospel, refusing to accept anything else. Then it got worse. Paparazzi snapped some set photos in 2022, and oh boy, it literally sent everyone into a frenzy. The pics showed Zegler in costume, surrounded by a group of individuals meant to be the Seven Dwarves, but let's just say they didn't look quite like the dwarves you remember. Of course, the internet exploded, accusing Disney of being too politically correct and changing things up just for the sake of it. Now, there's no surprise that Disney tried to calm the storm, saying those set photos were fake, but the Daily Mail wasn't backing down, insisting they were the real deal. Eventually, Disney owned up and admitted they were taking a different approach to the Seven Dwarfs, saying they didn't want to reinforce stereotypes. Let's be honest, it's been almost 90 years since the original Snow White, so Disney figured it was about time for a refresh. Culture's changed, and so has Disney's playbook. But wait, there's more. In a September 2022 interview with Variety, Zegler dropped another bombshell. She revealed that live-action Snow White won't be chasing after Prince Charming. Nope, this girl's all about finding herself and becoming the boss lady she knows she can be. Talk about a plot twist. This new take on Snow White is definitely bold. But let's not forget, back in 1937, when the original hit the screen, women didn't exactly have the same power or privileges they enjoy today. So it makes sense that Disney would want to update Snow White's story to reflect modern values. Rachel Zegler does raise some good points about the old-school Snow White not doing much beyond being kind and sweet. But let's be real, she's a little preoccupied trying to dodge her evil stepmother's murder plots to think about climbing the political ladder. As for the prince, well, whether he's a creepy stalker or just a guy with a thing for music is still up for debate. But hey, at least he's got taste in vocals. Despite the updates, though, not everyone's feeling the magic. In fact, the backlash has been loud enough to wake the real Sleeping Beauty. One of the most vocal critics is David Hand, son of the original Snow White director. He's pretty sure his dad and Walt Disney himself would be rolling in their graves over the changes. He literally did a whole interview to show his disapproval, saying that the new movie is a whole different concept and he knows how his dad and Walt would never be on board with these bold plot twists. According to Hand, they're changing the stories, changing the characters, and making it all too woke. He even went on to say that the new story is a downright insult to what his father did. Honestly, that's a bit dramatic. Anyways, let's talk about the real plot twist, Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler being Disney's PR nightmare. Things have gotten a little too dramatic behind the scenes. The Snow White remake has already burned through more than $300 million, with even more expensive reshoots on the way. And it's not just the cost of the movie that's making Disney sweat. The whole marketing and press tour situation has turned into a PR disaster. And Disney's been doing some serious damage control. Zegler herself isn't exactly helping. After being fired from all Disney projects, she's pointing fingers at Gal Gadot, saying working with her was a nightmare and that she's the reason Zegler got the boot. The tension between these two is like the real-life drama we didn't ask for, but can't look away from. Disney's been trying to get them to smile and wave at public events, but most of those have already been canceled because, well, awkward. And then there's Zegler's choice comments about her paycheck. In a recent interview, she said that if she's going to stand there for 18 hours in a Disney princess dress, she better get paid for every single hour it's streamed online. Honestly, someone should get this girl a reality show because she's giving us more diva than Disney. For context, Rachel Zegler is already raking in a cool $2 million or more for her role in Snow White. Not bad for someone who was relatively unknown when she got cast. I mean, when they picked her, it was around the same time Donald Trump was running for president, the first time. And get this, Andrew Garfield, who was a much bigger name when he became Spider-Man, made half that for his first movie. But you didn't hear him whining about it. Garfield took the role, rocked the spandex, and didn't throw a tantrum about his paycheck. Zegler's latest gripe? She's out here demanding to get paid for every hour the movie streams. That's like asking for a bonus every time someone hits play. Even if it was just a joke, it came off as more entitled than playful. The internet wasn't having it either, and let's just say, her fan base hasn't exactly expanded since then. Now, casting Zegler as Snow White, it's left a lot of people scratching their heads, especially since she doesn't seem all that fond of the original 1937 classic. From the way she talks about it in interviews, you'd think she was on a mission to get this movie canceled altogether. To make matters even more awkward, Zegler's recent showdown with Disney execs didn't help her case. She's claiming her firing was all about how the test screenings were handled, accusing them of deliberately picking her worst takes from the movie's second and third acts. Yeah, she's pointing fingers left and right. While the marketing campaign's been tanking and the sequels have been canned, the whole situation's gone from messy to a full-blown dumpster fire. And then there's her ongoing feud with Gal Gadot. Things hit an all-time high during a remote meeting where both Zegler and Gadot straight up told Disney they refused to do any joint interviews or even late-night TV appearances together. At this point, even Mickey Mouse can't broker peace. Zegler's frustrations boiled over when she blamed Gadot and director Mark Webb for completely tanking her career. Yikes. Now Zegler's Disney dream is unraveling fast. She thought Disney would be her golden ticket to stardom, but here's the harsh truth. In Hollywood, it's all about the bottom line. Disney doesn't exactly do loyalty if you're not bringing in the bucks, and Zegler's quickly learning that cold, hard fact. It looks like Zegler is struggling to process the whirlwind of drama swirling around her Snow White experience. As if things weren't bad enough, her social media antics might have been the final nail in her career coffin, losing her future roles and burning a few bridges in the process. She's not just been dropped from the Snow White sequels, she's out of other Disney projects too. Plus, she's been iced out of major events, including a Thanksgiving parade and a Christmas special where she was supposed to perform. Talk about getting cold-shouldered. Without a doubt, things have really gone downhill for Rachel Zegler. Not only have major events like a New Year's Eve appearance and the Snow White world premiere been canceled for her, but it's becoming painfully obvious just how bad the fallout has been. Families are steering clear of the movie, with boycotts happening left and right. Disney knows the backlash is real, and you can bet Bob Iger's been getting an earful. To make things even worse for Zegler, Disney's shifting the spotlight onto Gal Gadot for the rest of the press tour, desperately trying to stop the PR bleeding. Zegler's role in promoting the film is being quietly pushed to the side. Oh, and let's not forget her ongoing feud with Gadot. It's gotten even messier, especially with Zegler's claims that director Mark Webb played favorites. Spoiler alert, Webb probably wasn't playing favorites. The truth is, Gadot just delivered the better performance. Simple as that. But while Disney tries to mend the cracks, the fallout from the Snow White trailer is turning into a whole new disaster. The Snow White trailer's disastrous reception? You won't believe that the film's ending is being completely reworked. Apparently, it's such a mess that test audiences are calling it a deal breaker. And as if things couldn't get worse, the CGI is getting roasted too. Even with that massive budget, the visuals look rushed and unfinished. Disney execs are scrambling to fix it, but it's looking like an uphill battle. Now let's talk about the Snow White trailer that dropped during D23. It wasn't just disliked, it got dislike bombed. While YouTube removed its public dislike counter ages ago, if you've got a Chrome extension, you can still see the numbers. As of last September 2024, the trailer had racked up a staggering 800,000 dislikes compared to just 70,000 likes. And here's another twist. Those controversial, diverse dwarves from the leaked set photos? Nowhere to be found in the trailer. Instead, the dwarves look a lot more like their animated counterparts from the 1937 classic. Seems like Disney might have caved to the backlash and made a last-minute switch. But even with the changes, the dislikes are still rolling in. If this whole Snow White drama sounds familiar, that's because it's eerily similar to the backlash surrounding the upcoming Mufasa film. Apparently, a lot of Lion King fans feel like Disney's milking the franchise dry, and the excitement for the new prequel is, well, pretty much non-existent. Looks like Disney's got its hands full on all fronts. As the drama heats up, it's not hard to understand why Snow White is getting such a cold reception. Some people feel like Disney's modern twist is just too far from the magical charm of the original. Others think Disney is rushing things to smooth over the backlash from Rachel Zegler's earlier comments, along with some big names like Peter Dinklage. Dinklage stirred the pot when he criticized how dwarfs were portrayed in the original movie. Disney reacted by turning them into magical creatures instead. But when the 2024 trailer dropped, revealing these CGI magical beings, viewers felt like these things got creepier than cool. Add to that the complaints about the movie's washed-out color palette and over-the-top CGI, and it's easy to see why fans feel like the heart and vibrancy of the 1937 Snow White has been lost. To make matters worse, Rachel Zegler's off-screen remarks attached to the Snow White teaser didn't exactly calm the storm. She did the professional thing, thanking fans for all the trailer views. But then, she dove into some politically charged comments about the Israel-Palestine conflict, and things went downhill fast. While everyone's entitled to their opinions, Zegler's remarks struck a nerve, especially since they seemed to clash with the background of her co-star, Gal Gadot, who's Israeli. Now, much like the situations with Gina Carano or Mark Hamill, this raised the question, should we separate the artist from their art, or is there a time and place to mix politics with entertainment? As if the drama surrounding Rachel couldn't escalate further, Disney decided to make a shocking change to the release timeline that could cost them hundreds of millions. Rachel Zegler could cost Disney big time. Snow White was originally set to drop in March 2024, but in a plot twist nobody saw coming, Disney pushed the release back a full year to March 2025. They blame the SAG-AFTRA strike, but let's be real, a year-long delay, it smells fishy. More likely, Disney realized they needed extra time to fix some major parts of the movie, especially after those infamous leaked photos of the 7 dwarfs hit the web. Instead of casting actors with dwarfism, they decided to race and gender swap the dwarfs and then completely avoided casting little people. Their reasoning? Well, let's just say the statements we've gotten have been about as clear as mud. So what did Disney do? They decided to reshoot a bunch of scenes and swapped out the actors for CGI dwarfs, which, as seen in the trailer, don't exactly scream high quality. Instead of casting real dwarf actors who, let's be honest, would have been perfect for the roles, they went with CGI creations. Why? No clue. It's confusing because casting actual dwarf actors isn't problematic. It's just, logical. These actors are talented professionals, and roles like these don't come around often. By sidestepping them, Disney not only missed a golden opportunity to be inclusive, but ended up with CGI dwarfs that looked like they were put together by a malfunctioning robot on its first day. Speaking of the CGI dwarves, they move like they're being remote controlled in those dance scenes with Snow White, kind of like watching a clunky video game from the early 2000s. As if all the backlash wasn't enough, Disney's choices seem to have drained their wallet too. Their attempt to sidestep casting real actors has backfired big time. Originally, the movie's budget was set at a hefty $200 million, but now we're looking at a mind-boggling $330 million. That makes Snow White the 10th most expensive film ever made. To put it in perspective, Avengers: Infinity War, you know, the one with actual superheroes in epic battles, cost less than this. Things are not looking good, and that's not even counting marketing. Plus, don't forget, the theaters are going to take their cut of the box office earnings too. Experts are already saying the movie needs to rake in somewhere around $900 million, possibly even $1 billion, just to break even. With the trailer's reception, that's starting to sound like a fantasy. It's not the most disliked trailer of all time, but it's Disney's most ratioed one to date. Right now, it's sitting at 7 million views, with 70,000 likes and a staggering 880,000 dislikes. That's 1 like for every 12 dislikes. Ouch! Given this reaction, it's tough to see how this won't be a massive financial and reputational disaster for Disney. They've already been struggling to land a hit lately. Sure, Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine saved them a bit this year, but Snow White could easily send them spiraling back into trouble. As for Rachel Zegler, things keep going downhill. Her public clashes with Gal Gadot and director Mark Webb, plus her claims that Disney sabotaged her performance by using her worst takes, haven't helped. Major events like the Thanksgiving parade and even the world premiere of Snow White have been canceled. Disney's focus has shifted away from Zegler, and they're putting all their chips on Gal Gadot for the remaining press tour. Zegler has been pretty much sidelined, while Disney scrambles to control the PR nightmare. The whole movie, reshoots, CGI, you name it, feels like a chaotic mess right now. It's not a great time for anyone involved. But what do you guys think? Is this just another case of a movie going off the rails? Or does Snow White still have a shot at redemption? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more updates and insights. Thanks for watching.